are called to build and establish entire civilizations, to create cataclysmic shifts in elevating the beauty and abundance in the world. You, great goddess, great empress, royalty and magic flows through you. You, great goddess, part unicorn, part stallion, the myth and the legend, the legacy builder and the life giver. Your kingdom is calling you. The land flowing with honey, beauty, prosperity, and pleasure. You, great goddess of love, your aura lights up the world. You, Christine, Adriana, and all the powerful and beautiful women of WIN 2022. You were anointed by God, blessed by the Son, and now you possess what truly matters, the power. With it, you will prosper, and all the world with you. For a queen who owns her empire and her crown is a great queen after all. And now you dream of paradise, but you must build it for yourself and let all the world know the goddess, the great, has arrived. Welcome to owning your power, to living and leading like a goddess, to owning your true brand of magic. I've always believed that every woman has her own brand of magic. And when we harness our true marks of distinction, what makes us truly powerful and unique in the world, that is where we shine. But many of us have lost touch to that. We have given in to the concept of what power really looks like and what being a woman of leadership looks like. We have sacrificed the feminine in favor of the masculine. But it is not a choosing. I love what Neo was told in the movie The Matrix. Choice is an illusion. Why we choose is far more powerful. But to understand your why and who you are being is so much more powerful in ensuring that you have a North Star to choose. So, just a little bit about my journey. I started my career in the corporate world. I studied law. I have a master's degree in international commercial law because in my society, if you want to be respected, you are a lawyer, doctor, engineer. And nothing wrong with those professions. But again, why do we choose? So I chose so that I could be a respected member of society. Knowing in my heart that what truly spoke to me and called me was the world of entrepreneurship and brands and luxury. But then again, I was told luxury is vanity and then all this opulence, this is frivolous stuff. And so I experienced a lack of power, a loss of power, because I wasn't leading how I was called. I love the Greeks because we have the 12 goddesses, and each goddess knows what her brand of magic is. Aphrodite, the goddess of love. Artemis, the goddess of the hunt. Athena, the goddess of wisdom. Each goddess understood her brand of magic. And yet many of us, we're not born and someone tells us, this is our brand of magic. What they ask us is, what are you going to do when you grow up? No one asks you, who are you being and what is your brand of magic? And that is what I help my clients discover. When you build a brand and a business, it tends to operate very much in those masculine structures of strategy, which I like to think of my work as part unicorn, part stallion, because every great brand has a little bit of something that makes it seem magical, mystical, sometimes even unattainable. And that is what you want to create, to be able to balance off those energies in your brand. So the philosophy of the work that I do is based on this. Clarity is queen. And we always lead with the queen because with clarity we can create great strategies. Strategy is king. Strategy is the masculine. It informs, it gives direction. It creates a path. Clarity is that zone of possibility. It's that space that allows us to see what's next, where are we heading, what feels aligned. And the strategy takes us there. And then I say style, because any great empire knew that they needed style to exist. We have the remnants all over Rome of different stylings of statues and colosseums and monuments that tell us a little bit about the energy and the essence of the people. Without style, it's just blah. It's just there. The style brings in that fascination. It brings in that little touch of, that signature touch that allows us to create something different or distinct. In other words, I always say sometimes it's not about who's better. If we look at the world of music, we have Beyoncé, and then we have the other singers who are out there who may be 10 times better than Beyoncé. But yet, Beyoncé is at the top of the pyramid. And what made that difference is all of those three pillars coming together in a very strong way. That perhaps she had access to better strategies. There was clarity on who she wanted to be in the world. There was no doubt that music was her life, and that was her whole world and focus. And then there was style. When you hear the song, you know who's singing. So, I love this quote by Dr. Carl Jung, and the foundation of my work in building brands is a psychology-based approach to brand building. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. When we only focus on our competitors and what's in the outside world and what do we want to create and what do we want to do as a company, these are all great things. But they exist in the realm of the doing. To know the identity of your company is so much, or even yourself as an entrepreneur. I don't say employee because I think we all have an entrepreneurial spirit. As an entrepreneur, to know your true brand identity is power. Most women undervalue their contribution in the workplace and business because they are billing for what they do, not for what they are being. And this is a distinction we made in the workshop, which I hope everyone will have an opportunity to see the video. There is a higher vibrational brand and currency in who you are being. So the question I ask, who am I being the possibility of in the world? What is your brand being the possibility of in the world? And I see that the clock is running, but I'm going to call. Can you just come up for a second? No, you can, yeah, come. No, sorry. Yes, yeah, thank you. I just want to share something quickly with you, just a little exercise we did today. And I'm going to invite, hopefully everyone can hear you. So great, yes. So Nesrian is just going to share who she is being the possibility of in the world as we redefine from a state of defining and introducing yourself as who you're doing to who you're being.
I am Neslihan. I stand for a more inclusive world. I bring awareness, wisdom, and hope into all I create. My core strengths are caring, resilience, and energizing in all that I do. My zone of brilliance is my ability to bring to everything I do heart and light.
Thank you. So she's no longer defining herself as Nestle Ann, the corporate director or the employee. We get a real sense of who she is, a little bit of maybe her sensitivity and what she's passionate about. And that gives us a broader scope of possibility from which she can create anything. Because what we tend to do as businesses and as individuals, we define ourselves by our doing, and that creates a box. And as we begin to evolve and expand as a human being, that box becomes too small, and we start to experience frustration, lack of fulfillment, and we're like, oh, I just don't like this anymore. It's not that you're in the wrong place. It's just that you've been defining what you're truly meant to be in terms of what you're doing. And there's a distinction, a powerful distinction, that once we make it, we can expand our realm of possibility and really create more impactful brands in the world. So great brands have an it factor, and I do this through a work that I do in archetypes. I'm going to give everybody here my ebook. It's called Great Brands Have an It Factor, and you'll have an opportunity to read in depth the process that we use to develop the it factor for a brand and to be able to help you align your brand archetypes, which we call the fit for your market, with the archetypal nature of your market and the worldview, so that you are operating from a space of the unconscious rather than the conscious mind. Because your ideal clients or the people that you're pitching your products or yourself to, they have a way of seeing the world. And very often, we might think what we're seeing is how we see the world, but how we see the world is very much in our unconscious mind. The choices we make are coming very much from the unconscious. So some people might say, I resonate more with nature, and that might be more around the explorer archetype. And when we discover what your archetypal nature is, we can align that in the market and create brands that speak to the right people. Your brand does not have to resonate with the whole market. It has to resonate with the market that aligns with your values and what your brand desires to be the possibility of in the world. So my time is up, and I'll leave you with this. You will have access to the ebook. You can go to www.branditfactor.com, and you can put in the special code WIN, and you will all have free access to it. Thank you.
Thank you. That's so wonderful.
Thank you.
And so amazing also to hear how the beingness, so the feminine way is going into the branding. I was recently speaking to someone at the business school, and they were talking about the competitive analysis, and I thought, are they still doing that? I mean, I remember 20 years ago, and it's still going on. And in a way, it's the completely old way. So I'm so happy you're sharing this new way.
Thank you.
For all women, and I will say men too. Why
and men,
not?
Because when I speak of masculine and feminine, it is not about gender. It is about energy. Yeah. And so there are men who can lead in a feminine way, and I think both has its place. It's a yin and yang energy. We must balance off the masculine and feminine. Too much of one thing isn't good. And the it factor really exists powerfully when the masculine and feminine is in balance.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. We'll certainly download your book.
Thank you.